Dr. Zorba, pastor, didn't head out today. He's joining us for his weekly visit.
After nearly 3 years and more than 500,000 tests, Dane County's COVID testing clinic will close next month.
The last day for the community testing clinic will be April 14th. Dr. Zorba, pastor, joining us via Zoom. So you don't have to drive through the snow.
Good
to see
idea
you.
to stay home today, Zorba.
It's good to see you guys. You bet.
So COVID is not gone, but it's certainly less impactful than it was.
Right. You know, I mean, the surge that we thought would happen in the middle of the winter did not happen. There are people dying with COVID. The question is how many people now are dying from COVID? You know, if you're in the hospital and you get a pneumonia, you're dying, you have COVID, you would automatically assume COVID is the reason that you end up getting sick. But in fact, many people nowadays, just like influenza, they often have chronic diseases that may be there. And I think this is good news. Remember, COVID is here to stay. It will never go away, and certainly not in my lifetime, probably not in my kids' lifetime. So how do we live with it? How do we test for it? That's moving forward. I think the good news is pandemic isn't over, but the pandemic has dropped down quite a bit.
Closing the clinic, as you said, is probably a good sign about where we are. Now it'll just be up to you if you want to get tested.
Exactly. And I'll give a good example. We had some good friends. They were going to invite us over to their house. They were having a special party. They had a band, and one of the band members got sick. They got COVID, and so they canceled the party, and they said, we're going to have it sometime in the summer. I think it's using judicious ways of thinking about COVID. If you're sick at all, certainly testing for COVID, and then making sure that you, of course, tell others about it. So I think it's just kind of being rigorous, but it's like influenza, something that's going to be here and something where I think we're all going to need a yearly immunization.
And if you have all of your COVID shots, from anecdotally, it seems, I haven't heard anybody get real sick. They just feel tired and sniffles and...
Exactly. Now, there are going to be people that get really sick, but most of us are not. I mean, think about it. At the beginning of the epidemic, if you got COVID, you had a really good chance that you were going to get really sick and die. Nowadays, if you're fully immunized, the chances are it's going to be just like influenza. You're not going to feel good. You may feel awful, but you're going to recover. Unlikely to need to be in the hospital, in the ICU. But remember, there still are many people who are still not immunized in Wisconsin. And those people, it's still time. Roll up your sleeves and get immunized, especially if you're not an anti-vaccinator and you're just sort of lazy and slothful. I mean, you can still go and get your shots.
So we should be good with our vaccines until the fall when they come out again.
And what if there's another variant, though?
Well, you know, the reality is, even with the variants, it appears the vaccines really have cross-reactivity with the variants. But yes, I think we're good into the fall. And once again, you know, we didn't see that surge that we thought that was there, and that's good news, because it really shows that we've got some sort of herd immunity, and that's actually what we were looking for 2.5 years ago.
All right. Zorba, thank you.
Great to see you
next time.
Thanks so much.
Great to see you guys.